What's up, guys? Rip here, and it's official. Tekken 8 is getting a closed network test beta, 16 characters, 5 stages, full-on power and destruction, starting on July 21st, 2023. Sign-ups are available now. This is a weird link because it's the EU link, but it's basically at tekken.com. They also put out this video, which we're going to watch on Twitter real fast. It's a short one, but I do want to show you guys, you know what? Let's watch the other version instead, actually. We got this version right here. I got like every site open. Because they opened up signups around the world, basically. It was EU first, then Japan hit, and then NA finally hit at the end. But basically, they want people from around the world to sign up for this. And of course, you know, this is just a little teaser trailer they put together. There's a surprise at the end. You're going to see it in just a second. I've heard about it. Haven't really seen it yet, but I know what it is. But of course, I heard there's a lot of reworked stuff for the previous trailers. All these characters are going to be in, including Brian, including Lily, Asuka, Leroy, all those characters we have yet to really see in gameplay or try out at all the closed alpha tests. All those characters are going to be in this version starting on July 21st. PlayStation 5 will get 1 week extra, while Xbox and Steam will be only the final week.
I'll let you taste the power of my fists.
Boom! Oh my god, this is gonna be so dope, dude. It's coming up in just a month and 2 weeks. And this guy, Serious Shine Your Bright Light Your Hey now. He's got a little bit bluer hair, doesn't he? Claudio returning. Look at that blue stuff, damn. He looks pretty cool. It's a nice update to his look. Yo, new music too. Closed network test. Here it is. Here's the information you guys want to see, right? PS5, July 21st to the 24th. I guess it's not a week. It's just a few days. And then there's a break between the weekend, I guess. And then it comes back for all consoles and PC, 28th to 31st. It's only like 4 days at a time, it looks like, right? Registration ends on June 27th. Make sure you guys want to get more information. Click that QR code right there. Is there anything else in this video? Exciting times. Exciting times. But that's not all the information. That's not all. Of course, okay, so this is Claudio, right? You guys are like, all right, cool, Claudio's in here. But look at this. I'm going through all these websites, right? Here's the Japanese website. And look at this. Blah, 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 blah. Application, blah, blah, blah. Wait, this is not the one. It's this one. Is this the Japanese one? I think so. Yeah. So this is from the Japanese website, right? And basically, if we scroll down here, you got to fill out a survey, whatever. It's the same video. Ranked match, up to 10 ranks. Players will experience the new battle system of Tekken 8 through online competitive play that supports cross-platform matchmaking. So it's going to be cross-platform for the beta, right? And it's going to be ranked matches, up to 10 ranks to go through. Playable characters, 16 in total, so you get all these characters that we're expecting to see here, plus Claudio, of course, at the end that they added in. Brian, Horong, Asuka, Lily, Leroy, Nina, Xiaoyu, Jack, Lars, King, Law, Paul, June, Kazuya, and Jin. So everything we've seen so far, in trailers or otherwise, are all in this thing. 5 stages: Urban Square at Evening, Yakushima, which I believe is the forest one, Rebel Hangar, which is the one at the wall booms. Sanctum is the breakable wall stage, I think. And Arena is the arena. So yeah, all the stages that we've already seen. Battle system changes. This is the big part. This is what I want to talk to you guys about. This is something that has not been mentioned yet. So based on feedback from the closed alpha test conducted since March, the following changes to the specs will be made in order to make it simpler for players to engage in aggressive tactics using the new heat battle system. Heat energy will be removed. What the hell does that mean? Obviously, this is from the Japanese website, so the translations aren't perfect. Obviously, right? So at first I read this, I was like, oh my god, they're taking out heat? That can't be right. But it's not. That's not what's happening, right? It says the upper limit of heat activation time of the heat timer will be changed depending on how the heat is activated. The heat smash command will be standardized for all playable characters. Heat standardized command. So the input for is what I read as command will be standardized for all playable characters. Let's start with this part first, though, right? I think what they're talking about here is in the heat bar below the life bar, right? There were chains, and the chains would tell you how many heat dashes you had per combo, basically. So if you did a heat engage, you had 2 chains, right? But if you did a manual heat burst, then you only had 1 chain. So that was like kind of confusing to keep track of. And all those chains ever really did was tell you how many heat dashes you could do in a combo, right? So now it sounds like the upper limit, the heat activation time of the heat timer, which is the bar that's there as well, right? So there's a bar that goes down plus the 2 chains or the 1 chain, depending on how you activate it, will be changed depending on how the heat is activated. So what I think this means is if you do a heat engage, you get the full bar. But if you do a heat burst, you only get half the bar. So you get less of a heat timer, basically, if you do it from the other way. So I think it's going to be playing out roughly the same, but they're changing how much of the bar you get depending on how you activate the heat. So I think they're trying to simplify it a little bit, like, hey, if you use a heat engage, you get more bar. If you don't, and you get it manually, you get less bar, which is easier to understand, I think. The Heat Smash command is standardized for all playable characters. Heat Smash was the single big attack you can do that ends heat state, right? So it's basically like cash out all my heat timer, and I'm just going to cash out this 1 input. So now, in the past, I guess, how did you do it before? I think you hit the heat burst button before. So that was kind of standardized before. I don't know how they're going to re-standardize that, so we'll see when that comes out, I guess. So, of course, it's going to be on all the consoles. Here's the same dates we were talking about a second ago. PS5 will be able to play both week 1 and week 2, so that's the benefit of having PS5 right here. All languages, broadband connection required. And here's where things get interesting, right? A lot of you guys are probably wondering, what kind of specs do you need to play Tekken 8 on your PC? Now they have some minimum and recommended specs. So if you guys are trying to purchase a PC or something, it's actually pretty low. A 2060 series graphics card here is the recommended spec, not even the minimum, right? The minimum is a 970. This is surprisingly low. Ryzen 5 2600. I mean, I feel like if you guys have systems that are running Tekken 7 currently, maybe you don't have a 2060, right? But it can run just fine. My laptop had a 1060 and it ran fine, right? So it's gone up a little bit. But again, this is the recommended, which is very surprising to me, to be honest. We will see, though, how it actually runs, right? But they're saying here for the resolution is only 1080, right? So 1080 for recommended is not what most people are going to want to run this at, right? You're going to probably want to run this eventually at like 1440p on a PC or 4K, right? So that's probably why the settings are so low here. But this is low settings here, and these are the high settings. So pretty interesting to see that there. And you got anti-aliasing too more as well. That's pretty interesting. And this is actually curious. It's probably not a big deal. It's probably a translation thing, but it's hard not to notice that the FPS says stable at 60 or more. Or more? Are we going up to 120? Are we trying to go above 60 here? If so, I'm very happy. I would love for that to happen because I think the game looks way better at a higher frame rate, but they haven't done that yet. So that would be beautiful if they end up going that route down the line. Registration period is right now until the 27th. Sure. I'm sure everyone's already signed up. You guys can go and click to sign up, blah, blah, blah. It's open to everyone, basically. This is all whatever, right? The rest of it's not so important. As far as I can tell, at least. Those are the most important things for me. I think that's it. So we got Claudio. We got some minimum specs for the PC. Heat system changes. All the characters. As well as everything else. Let me know your thoughts down below. Of course, this is coming. When were the dates again? I forgot the dates already. We're going to have a rank system too and crossplay. July 21st to 24th on PS5. And then 28th to 31st of July. That's right before EVO. It's exciting. We're all going to get to play the game next month. All of us. That's tight. Anyways, sound off in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you guys click the subscribe button. I will catch you guys next time. Boom.